And we'll start with just breathing into our lower rib cage here towards our belly, or you can put your hand here, breathe into your hand, and then breathe out with an R any pitch, just settling the sound in our body. Let's go, breathe in. Really relaxing your face. We'll do it one more time. Really focus on relaxing the front of your head, the face, and the back here. The neck, one more time. Really let go. Let's go. A couple of Russian sound warm-ups. So let's go. Yeah, again. Now, hear the difference. We often talk about soft consonants and hard consonants in Russian. We have s and we have s. If you can make that difference, that's great. So it's a bit higher. Yeah, it looks slightly mousy face here, like little mouse. S. So you're blowing through the kind of top part of your mouth, almost through your nose. S. Let's go. Yeah? And the sounding equivalent of that consonant is z and z. Tricky, but let's go. Z. Okay? Now, z is higher. See, it's z, z, z. See if you can do that. So, z, z. Let's go. Z. It's a little bit. Okay? And the last thing we'll do the r. Now I know r is one of the trickiest things. I couldn't say r until I was 15, and I used to go r. But if you can, r. So you can either help yourself and do this. I know some of you use that to help you going r. So you are saying r in your mouth and you're also blowing through your lips and warming up your lips, okay? Or just brr if you can. Let's go. Brr. Up or down a couple of times. Relaxing your shoulders. Okay, are you okay with r's? Yeah? Not too many of you are nodding. Not too many. Okay, do the r equivalent you like. We're going to jump into our tune. Now, before we do it, tell me, did you manage to listen to the 3 files I put on the website? They're quite funky, they're unusual. I didn't want to put the most, known, but do listen to these files, they're just fun. So here is the tune we're going to use today. The tune we're going to use today, and it's slightly different to what I know. And Margarita, I'm sure you know this song, right? I wonder if you have similar kind of, a similar tune in your head. I know that, Diana, you must know this one as well. Let's just look at the tune. This is the one we will be singing. I might sometimes skip into the one I know, but it's only a couple of notes difference. But in the 3 files I put on the website, all of them are different. That's a really kind of popular folk song that has lots and lots of variations. So, la 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 la. See, I'm already singing what I know. Ta-da, we'll do it one more time. Your first note, 1, 2. La 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 la. Okay, I invite you to do this without looking at the tune. I think I know it. Let me conduct you. That's your first note. Ta da 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 da. There are lots of verses. We will be looking at the text. Yeah, that's why I'm encouraging you to learn it by heart. Next bit. So we're looking at that high note here on the second line. Or you can go to the lowest one, ta ta or ta ta. I'm singing the ta ta, the top one, and ta da 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 ta da 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 da. Go back to the middle of the second line. We're singing that again. That from that top T, which is not D for us. We're singing in C. So it's ta ta. Let's go 1, 2. Ta da 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 da. Ta da 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 da. Let's repeat that and memorize. Ta da 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 da. Now see what happens next. Ta da 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 da. There is a variation for the lower melody, which you can use, but the main tune really repeats. So I don't want to get us confused now. Let's just sing the top twice, yeah, where it repeats da 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 da. Try not to look at your music. 1, 2. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You can sing all sorts of harmony lines here. Yeah. So I'm not even going to teach you the formal second line here, because it's really a variation. Da 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 da. See, it's a variation which you can go to. Let's sing through the whole thing. Actually, let's go slightly lower for now. That's your first note. Oh, sorry, ta ta. That's your first note. 1, 2. Ta da 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 da. Ta da 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 da. Ta da 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 Okay, let's see if we remember it. And as always, slight variations are allowed. Your first note, 1, 2, da 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 waltzy melody, very much in the style of Russian folk romances. The art songs that were composed, invented, created in the folk world rather than like in the aristocracy world. So it would be still urban, but it would be more kind of simpler. And very often tried to be a bit more aristocratic in its expression, tried to be a bit more heart-tearing, yeah? More kind of soul-hurting and very much full of expression. And horrible stories, yeah? Really horrible stories. So this one is a horrible story, and my question is, I've heard this song so many times, I'm sure some of you have as well. It's often sung in Russia, like this. Da, 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 da. Like a kind of happy, jolly tune. You know what happens in the song? Let's look at it. Ooh, horrible text when you look at it. So, we're going to read. Look how big this is. Yeah, it's huge. It's not even full text. There's more. We're not going to do all of it. We're going to look at the first one. This is known text. This gives the name to the song. Когда б имел золотые горы. If I had, when I had mountains of gold. Okay, 1, 2. Когда б имел золотые горы. Remember we talked about soft consonants and hard consonants. You have m with an apostrophe in the first line. That's to indicate that the m is a m in fact. So m, hard consonant, m, soft consonant. So imel. And in the second line we have реки, the second word. So you have the r, and it's soft. Реки, okay? I'm going to say the second line now. 1, 2. И реки полные вина. Let's go together. И реки полные вина. И is and, реки is rivers, полные is full, vina is wine, and rivers full of wine. Let's see if we can sing this two first lines together. All right, now. Когда бы имел золотые горы и реки полные вина. Listen, next bit. Все отдал бы за ласки взоры. Together, 1, 2. Все отдал бы за ласки взоры. Все is everything. Отдал would give. За ласки for the tenderness. Взоры for the glances, right? So it translates as your affection. Next line. Чтоб ты владела мной одна. One more time. Чтоб ты владела мной одна. So that you would own me. And it's a man talking to a woman, we can assume from this language here. Владела мной, you would own me on your own, just you, okay? Yeah, nice beginning, right? He's in love, he wants her tenderness, her love, and yeah, he would give her mountains of gold. Let's go from the beginning. Actually, here is that in the music, that should be easier for the first verse. 1, 2. Когда бы имел золотые горы и реки полные вина, всё отдал бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Всё Right, let me ask you, how is the tune? The tune is there, yeah? And I sometimes sing a different kind of note, and it all works, right? It matches really well. I somewhere read that it was a sharmanka tune, a tune that was played on. Sharmanka is when there's like a wheel and you roll it.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, hurdy-gurdy, yeah. It's just 3 chords, right? Okay, let's look at the... Now, Margarita, let me ask Margarita. I know this tune. Ta-ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta. Major, it's in major. Do you know it like this as well? No? Okay. Because I just hear a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, which is simpler in a way. And that's, Diana, do you know it like that? How do you know? A major. Yeah, higher. Yeah. And I think it's a bit shallower. I like the lower 7. Da, 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 da. I think it's nicer. Now, I'm not going to force you to do all of these verses. We'll just quickly look at what happens. And it's a typical story, typical story for that time. We're talking, the first time I found that it was recorded in 1905. So let's assume that song existed, published in 1905. So it must have existed, and it sounds like a song from mid-1800s. Yeah, so it's right in that period of Russian art songs, romances, and all that. So in the second verse, he says, she says, let's go and talk to my father, tell the truth to my father, and we will be free, and we will be happy, and with prayers we'll go to the altar. And he says to her, that's his response, you know what, Maria, not even once, more than once I went to your father and I asked your father, but he didn't understand my torment, and with a cruel heart he refused, right? We're not going to sing these verses. It'll make sense for the story if we sing the next one. When she decides to run away with him. Тогда бежать я с ним решилась. See that? Verse 4, number 4, that's what we're going to do. Тогда бежать я с ним решилась. One more time. Тогда бежать я с ним решилась. Then I decided to run away with him. Next bit. Поверив клятве роковой. One more time. Поверив клятве роковой. Believing his oath. Роковая is destiny holding, yeah? His final oath. Next bit. На Божий храм перекрестилась. Перекрестилась. Crossed herself. Перекрестилась, yeah? Again, 1, 2. На Божий храм перекрестилась. В слезах взглянув на дом родной. Now we have lots of consonants in the second word here. Взглянув, взглянув, взг. Yeah, when you sing fast, you can ignore the vzg and just sing в слезах згля, згля, згля. Just the z. The z is important. В слезах, last line, 1, 2. В слезах взглянув на дом родной. So на Божий храм. Божий is God's, храм is a chapel, temple. Перекрестилась, crossed myself. So she was looking at the temple and she crossed herself. В слезах, in tears, взглянув, glanced, looked, на дом, at my home. Родной is a tricky word to translate. We've spoken about that word quite a lot. It's dear to the heart, close to the heart. She says goodbye to her home, and that's it, right? You get the story. Let's go. That verse, number 4. 1, 2. Когда бежать я с ним решилась, поверив клятве роковой, на Божий храм перекрестилась, в слезах взглянув на дом родной, на Божий храм перекрестилась. know if you can guess what happens. Yeah, what happens next? Ooh. Bad things happen. So they run away. You know, like in these cruel ballads, cruel romances, these things happen all over the place. And in folk songs as well, right? We sing a lot of these folk song examples where, you know, women get their bitter destiny. So, verse 5, they're rushed off to a foreign land, and only just in a year, Ismail is to not just changed, he basically had an affair with someone else. He forgot his sacred oath, and he fell in love with another one. 6th verse, and he said to me, just like such a bad guy, he said to me, ashamed of treason, go back to your father's house and leave my house, Maria. I'll walk you to the door, and for your love, for your fiery caresses, I will reward you with a horse, and with a bridle, and with a golden whip, and a saddle sewn with pearls. Bad, right? So, I don't know which verses to choose. Maybe we will look at the 9th verse here, because usually what happens in the usual version of the song is that the verse 8 concludes the song, and that's it. That's the end of the story, and she just goes home, and that's it. It's really sad. But the version I found, which was recorded by an amateur guy who he looks like he's in his 70s, and he recorded it from his grandmother. So we are talking, I don't know, we are talking maybe 100 years ago, right? That he says that she used to sing it all the time, and he recorded from her 2 versions of that song, and one of them is this one I put here. Another one is this one with an extra verse, which I'll tell you later. So here she not only just goes home, but years go past, and she's forgotten about it all, and suddenly this poor person turns up on the door, knocks on the door, and she recognizes her ex-lover, and he is all poor, and she says to him, go away, you deceiver. Right, and father sent him away because he wasted the mountains of gold, and he drank rivers of wine. Basically, he became a poor drunk, and that's the ending I like because it's fairer. But another ending, a further ending that's also present but rarely sung, is that she has a child, and the child says, who was that poor old man? She says to the child, that's your father, but he is also a deceiver, and you have nothing to do with him, and he got what he deserved. Yeah. So we're going to look at one of the verses only, one more. Let's look at verse years have passed. Yeah, let's look at verse 9. And I actually, if you ever sing this song, I would encourage you to sing this one, okay? Do it in this unusual way, but give it some justice. Прошли года. See that? Verse 9? That's the only other verse we'll do today. Прошли года. I'm going to read it. 1, 2. Прошли года ее в печали. One more time. Прошли года ее в печали. Her years have gone by in sorrow. Next line. Забыла дева подлеца. Again. Забыла дева подлеца. Let's sing this too. Прошли года ее в печали, забыла дева подлеца. Next line. Но вот с котомкой за плечами. One more time. Но вот с котомкой за плечами. So she's forgotten all about him, and now suddenly with a sack over his shoulder, стучится путник у крыльца. Again. Стучится путник у крыльца. Okay? Putnik is a traveler, not to be confused with any other words that might come to your mind. Стучится is knocking on the door. A traveler knocks on the door. So let's bring this whole verse together. Прошли. 1, 2. Прошли года ее в печали, забыла дева подлеца. Но вот с котомкой за плечами стучится путнику крыльца. Но вот с котомкой за плечами стучится путнику крыльца. First verse. Когда бы имел золотые горы и реки полные вина, все отдал бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Все отдала бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Verse number 4. Тогда бежать я с ним решилась, поверив клятве роковой. На Божий храм перекрестилась в слезах, взглянув на дом родной. На Божий храм перекрестилась в слезах, взглянув на дом родной. Да-дай, да-дай, дай, 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 да-дай, дай, 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 Прошли года ее в печали, забыла дева подлеца. Но вот с котомкой за плечами стучится путнику крыльца. Но вот с котомкой за плечами стучится путнику крыльца. So when you hear that song in Russian, you're likely to hear these happy kind of, oh, whatever, everything is fun, he had a bit of fun and sent her home, ha ha ha. Interpretations, I don't like them, okay? I don't like them, it's not nice. So now you know. You will find lots of these. What was I going to say? Oh, cheers, that's beer. I was going to play you an interesting audio version of this tune, just a little bit. It's in minor, very interesting, yeah? Just a few seconds, maybe just one verse. So, just out of interest, there are so many different versions of this. Okay, let's see that one now.
Когда летел золотые горы и реки, полные вина, все отдал бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Не упрекай несправедливо, скажи всю правду ты отцу, когда свободы наишься, с молитвой мы пойдем к венцу.
Right? Hear that? Completely different, and you really hear that it can be, it's so folky like this, really so folky. It has become kitsch, because it's so popular, but this is also a way, and it's in minor. And now quite a few of us know of Nadezhda Ruslanova, who was an interesting, quite a character, Soviet Russian народная people's song singer. And she tried to popularize as many folk songs as she could, but she was kind of, there was a whole political story behind her, and a whole other, maybe I'll dedicate a program, one of our sessions to her. But she sang another version, and she did know the roots of the song. She did know folk songs. And I would like us to just quickly look at that other tune that's in your music on that second page. Just la 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 through it. I didn't even write didn't write the text in Latin underneath, but let's just la la la. It's another version, also very, very interesting. And then we'll go back and sing the one we know. Ta da ta da. Let's go an octave, tone higher. Ta da. Big jumps, very interesting, right? Go with me. 1, 2. Ta da ta da 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 da. One more time from the beginning. Ta da 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 ta da ta da 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 ta da 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 da. Interesting, right? From the top note on the second line, last note, da 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 da. And it changes as she goes through the verses. Each verse has a variation of the tune. Like here in the second verse, da 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 ta da, yeah, which is how it should be. Folk music never repeats. Let's sing her tune one more time. First note, let's go. Ta da 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 da. Now, let's go back to our original tune and enjoy singing it as if we know the song, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Ballads, yeah, and I'm sure the similar kind of stories happen in other cultures. A long ballad, a whole long story, many more verses, and you just sit there and sing and sing and sing and tell the story. So let's imagine we're singing that story, a long story. So we'll between the verses we will sing ah 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 ah, as if we're telling that story, okay? And let's not be too happy. I would prefer if we were a bit angry in this one. Okay? Ta-da! First verse. Когда б имел золотые горы и реки полные вина, сядал бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Сядал бы за ласки взоры, чтоб ты владела мной одна. Verse 4. Тогда бежать я с ним решилась, поверив клятве роковой. На Божий храм перекрестилась, в слезах взглянув на дом родной. На Божий храм перекрестилась, в слезах взглянув на дом родной. Verse 9. Прошли года. I'm hearing someone в печали. Изба. Sorry. Verse 9. I've just muted everyone. Прошли года, ее в печали забыла дева впадлица. Но вот с котомкой за плечами стучится путнику крыльца.